Hi, this is Tutor Nick P, and this is lesson 67. Today we're going to look at the difference between chair and seat. Now, of course, these are very close, but I have had students sometimes ask me what's the difference, and there are a few situations where you might use seat and not use chair. There could be ones where chair could be a little bit more common than seat, but there's a lot of cases where they are interchangeable, where either one could be used in both situations. So let's take a look. First, let's take a look at the notes. We have a lot of notes today. Both chair and seat mean something you sit on. So in this case, the meaning is the same. There's no difference in the meaning. Some people describe the chair as the structure and the place you put your butt as the seat. Yeah, we sometimes could say the seat of the chair. Like, for example, somebody could say, I hung it on the back of the chair. Or I didn't hang it on the back of the chair. I put it in the seat of the chair. So we do use it that way. All right, let's take a look here. A chair and a seat in many situations can be interchangeable. That's just what I said before. Like in the common expressions, have a seat or have a chair. Both would be quite common, especially in business and an office situation. For an interview, we say, yeah, have a seat, have a chair. You could use either one. In this case, I think seat might be a little more common, but both are fine. Both are common, so no problem. All right, here let's just quickly look at like a definition of chair. A structure for one person, should be a single person to sit on, that has a back, and usually four legs, and sometimes arms. So the side we say is arms. That part we call the back of the chair. Okay, so here's a first example. Yeah, we need another, and here's one where it's, again, interchangeable. We need another chair or possibly seat for the dinner table. Yeah, in this case, I think chair would be a little more common because situations where it's easily movable, we're a little more likely to use the word chair. But would it be wrong to say seat? No. Both of these are common. This is interchangeable in this sort of situation. So we need another chair or seat for the dinner table. Okay, good. All right, now let's look at seat. This is probably starts focusing on more situations where we use seat that we would not use the word chair. So seat is usually used on forms of transportation like trains, buses, planes, cars. Yeah, we got on the subway and sat in a seat. We don't say we got on the subway and sat in a chair. Or we got on the bus and sat in a seat, not a chair. This would sound really weird. This is one situation that could be a mistake. That a student might say, I got on a plane and sat in a chair. No, you sat in a seat. So on forms of transportation, and also cars have seats. Cars do not have chairs. There's no chairs in there. There's no legs. Also, in a car, yeah, there's no legs. So chairs usually have legs. Cars, etc. Seat is also used in places where what you sit on is not movable, like a cinema, theater, stadium, etc. So, if you go to the movie theater, we don't say, I went to the movie theater and sat in a chair. That would be really weird. It's definitely a seat. And in a theater, like a play theater, of course, you usually need to reserve it. You need to probably save it. So you would definitely use chair in that situation. Stadium, the same thing. They definitely will give you an assigned seat. So you don't get an assigned chair. In these places that's not movable, you can't move it. They are, screwed in or nailed in. In these situations, seat will be used and chair will definitely not be used. So this is one to really note. So, okay. We also use the word seat for reservations. You reserve a seat on a plane, in a theater, not on a chair. So when you're reserving something, it's always a seat. You don't reserve a chair. You reserve a seat. Good. All right, and let's quickly look at just a few more examples. There were no available seats on the bus. Again, you definitely would not say there were no available chairs on the bus. I reserved 2 seats for the opera. Of course, this is a theater. then yes, it's definitely seats. It is definitely not chairs. Okay. I hope that kind of clarifies it. Again, in many, many situations, they're interchangeable. But again, take a quick look at ones where they're not. They're not interchangeable on forms of transportation. They are not. You would definitely use seat for those. You definitely use seat in theaters, and you definitely use seat for reservations. Okay, I hope that clarifies it. I hope you can clearly see the difference of when you should use one and not the other. Thank you for your time.